What does a geek lifestyle mean to you?
Pick out that name that people usually call me at school, like you're a nerd. Make it something positive out of it. So
There's a difference, right, between nerd and geek?
people call me nerd since I was like 6,
Wow.
10 years old.
It can be aggressive. Conversation is getting more profound than I thought.
Sorry.
Some of the characters that you portray, right, they're very strange. So it's either because you are like an actress or because, I don't know, you have a connection with that character. It needs to be something inside you, right, that fuels that.
Things that usually scared me, I use them as inspiration for characters. Grabbing a pair of crayons and ink, but instead of putting it on the walls, on the paper, you start putting on yourself.
How do you choose the characters that you want to bring to life?
My next cosplay will be Sakuku from the Silent Hill. I chose her because she had a lot of things that I really wanted to learn. Challenges me to go like further.
I'm not a specialist in blood.
Blood is not bright red, it's a deep dark color. I started to discover the world of blood.
There's a whole world of fake blood out there.
Different textures, different feels.
What advice would you give to someone that would like to start doing what you do?
You know that they're not too difficult, so you don't get frustrated. I'm the creepy one that goes like that weird websites to see like how does the body work, how wounds open up.
You should have a very scary browser search history by the topics that you search, right? Do you know what is the craziest thing that you've searched?
When you cut your belly and everything gets eviscerated out, wanted to see if I get eviscerated, how the womb get out.
The most challenging character that you've done so far?
The clicker.
Last of Us. You built everything in Portugal, you put into a luggage.
No, it went pretty smoothly.
What do you think is the most misunderstood thing about cosplay? How has being part of the cosplay community impacted in your life?
I try to stay out of the community. That's because of my personal traumas. I was the weird kid in a lot of situations.
You're afraid to be bullied by the other cosplayers like you were?
How I believe things should be is if I have a skill, I'm going to show it and people will appreciate it. And then I get on that place of recognition. It's not me trying to put everybody down so I can get up.
Imagine that you have unlimited budget and you would cosplay anything. What would you like to cosplay? Probably is the worst beating that I've got here in the game for everyone to see. Hello, Bia. Good morning.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good. I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good as well. And thank you for accepting this invitation and to bring interesting topics for our conversation today. Basically, you present yourself as a makeup and cosplay artist, which I'm struggling to understand a bit the difference, but after speaking with you today, probably that will be easier for me and for everyone listening. So thank you for accepting. We are already playing Azul, and by the way, you have the first move, so you'll need to start. But
let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Sure.
Let's go. You can
Do you
start.
want me to start? Okay.
You need to start. You have the first play. But before we go into the makeup and the cosplay theme, because this is mainly a board games channel, I would like to understand better, what is your connection with board games? Do you play? Do you have games?
I started playing when I was a kid, chess. Like, I think it's the first game it's introduced to board games, I think.
Or checkers.
I played
chess or checkers.
Yeah. My father liked chess, so it was like a main thing in our house. So I started playing chess. And then I saw my family play a lot of times with Monopoly and a lot of other games, if this makes any sense. So they play, how is it called, the name that you ask questions and then you have to collect all the cheese bits?
Trivial Pursuit.
I think it's Trivia?
Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah. So we play that at Christmas, Monopoly, and Cluedo.
Okay.
And then sometimes Catan. So
Catan, okay. I was going to ask you, okay, and what about board games? After
those are basically the main games we played,
Okay. But what about board games? Board games. Any like modern board games besides Catan? Any experience? Party game?
Just, I think, like less clever ones. Like, for example, the Exploded Kittens.
Okay.
And the ones that you have like, how is it called, the name of the game? It's like you have cats on like a little board, and then what you do is like try to push the kittens to make bigger cats, and then push the kittens away with the big cats. So I don't
know.
remember the name.
I don't know.
But it's a weird one. It's a weird one.
You push cats to become
It's
bigger
really
cats
weird
and bigger
one.
cats?
So yeah, you basically like have cats, and then you start all as kittens, and then you move around the pieces to make like 3 on the row, and then you transform your kitties to a bigger cat, and then you can, with the bigger cat, you can push the kittens around. So
I confess, to be honest, I don't know that game, but I understand your love for cats because we can see your headset, and I've seen also cats passing behind you. For sure, that will happen throughout the video. So there's a cat going. The white one just passed.
yeah,
White one. I've seen a white one, a black one, and I think there's a third one. I think I've seen a third one so far.
Yeah.
3 cats?
I have 3 cats here
3 cats.
in my house.
Okay.
My mom has the other 2. The black and the white one are males, and then I have a female that it's like a tortie.
Yeah, I saw the tortie. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you're playing very fast. For someone that never played Azul, you're playing very fast. I'm struggling here to follow you because you're playing very fast.
Sorry, I was just in the game.
You are already winning by 1 point, Bia. You are already winning by 1 point. So maybe I'll try to distract you here a little bit to see if I can get an advantage on the game. And going back again to your social media profile, and by the way, the links for everything that we are going to talk about and discuss today, I've left in the video description for everything that Bia is doing and her work. But on this same profile, you mentioned something like, I'm a free spirit with a geek lifestyle. What does a geek lifestyle mean to you?
People usually see what I do and what I like and what I enjoy, like movies, behind the scenes, and all the things that people considered nerd, like video games and stuff like that, to be like something negative, something bad, something that you like shouldn't be doing or shouldn't be enjoying or stuff like that. And I decided to pick out that name that people usually call me at school, like you're a nerd, and make it something positive out of it. So I decided to change the name for, instead of calling me a nerd, call me a geek, because I do art after what I learn from my nerdiness. So I pick up everything nerd and I change it and put it into art. So I decided to change the name to Geek. And people, at the beginning, people didn't understand it. And then people figured it out that, oh, that makes sense. You are making art based on things you enjoy, and you enjoy things that are considered nerd. So I decided to change the term from nerd to geek.
But I think there's a difference, right, between nerd and geek. Those are 2 different terms. And
I think so, yeah.
I think the difference is, and I may say some mistake here, but if I'm not wrong, geek is a term that you can apply on any topic. It means that on that topic, you are a geek. You are like a specialist. You deep dive on that topic to a level that is more profound than the normal person. You are a geek on this, geek on movies, geek on animals, geek on food, geek on whatever. And then the term nerd, I think the term nerd is associated with someone has, in terms of hobbies, preferences, more like activities that are considered more focused on not socializing that much, being close at home, playing computer games or board game, whatever. I think that's the difference. Do you agree, or have you heard this kind of definition?
I think I heard it like more recently. At the beginning, there people were pointing fingers at me and things like that. It wasn't like so well known. People use nerd as to like make fun of everyone and everything that moved, basically. I think the difference between one and another now, it's different than back then when I started, because I started very young. People call me nerd since I was like 6,
wow,
10 years old.
Kids can be aggressive.
Yeah, it started in the primary school, so it was really early on because I was the weird kid, and I'm not like, I don't think it's a bad thing, but I was the weird kid. I was the kid that everyone thinks it's not normal, if this makes any sense, because I like spiders and I like animals and I like video games and I like films and I like makeup. I like a lot of things, and I was pretty much intense with the things that I liked. So it was
Hmm.
never soft. It was hardcore.
Besides the spiders, I guess the rest could be considered normal things, movies, etc. But
Yeah.
I'm curious, how was the life of a 6-year-old being called nerd by colleagues? Who were you at 6?
At the time, I didn't care that much because people were mean to each other. Like, if you had like a bad hair, they'll call you like messy, or if you weren't like a girly girl that likes to play with dolls, you are called tomboy. So
Hmm.
people call names pretty easily, and it usually didn't mean much. It doesn't have much intent. It was just a way they basically transform what they see in you and what describes you as a way to call you faster, like a nickname, like something more than just your usually name, right? It's not like, oh, Bia. No, it's the nerd Bia, because there's a lot of Bias in the school, you know? It's more something like that. And as the time goes on and people get older, it start having like different meanings. So
You use that, you turn around the table and you become indeed the nerd Bia,
yeah,
doing nerd things and being proud of that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I usually didn't care much about what people think of what I do
Mhm.
because thankfully, I had a mom that had a lot of experience with actresses and actors.
Mhm.
So I had a lot of early contact with different people, if this makes any sense.
Mhm.
And that made me like see different realities and see that it's okay to be different. It's just like a piece of your mind, a piece of your personality is not something that should be like really onto your face and difficult
Mhm.
for you to accept who you are.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. The conversation is getting more profound than I thought.
Sorry.
Interesting. No, no. I think we are going in the right direction because, well, since you're bringing that level of profoundness, I can tell you that the things that you do, it requires a little bit of I don't even know which word to use because they're very strange. Some of the characters that you portray, right, they're very strange. So it's either because you are like an actress or because I don't know, you have a connection with that horror character, but needs to be something inside you, right, that fuels that.
To be honest, my connection with the horror started very young as well because I have like sleeping disorders, especially the one that it's called sleeping paralysis, which is the one that you wake up, you can't move, so your brain like um, enters in a state of paranoia and panics, and it's not very fun, but you
Mhm.
start basically hallucinating and see like very creepy creatures. So I had to went to therapy for it because I couldn't sleep. I refused to sleep. I usually went to bed like 10 o'clock and I just fall asleep at 3 4 in the morning because I was scared to go to sleep. And then with therapy, I faced like my terrors, my night terrors. So I conquered my fear. And then I started to make like a joke with my fears. So basically, things that usually scared me didn't scare me again or at all. And I use them as inspiration for characters, you
Mhm.
know, like creepy characters. So horror entered in my life pretty early, and then I adapted to me, to who I was, and to what I like to do. And then I started seeing movies with special effects makeup and with a lot of wounds, and especially Star Wars with different alien character designs.
Right.
And so I started like pushing what I see in my night terrors and pushing my enjoyment with those movies and started to create my own characters.
Okay. For people that are not aware, what is makeup artistry?
Basically, people think of makeup like for the regular things, like I don't know, putting some eyeliner to go to work, or just hide the under eye circles, or try to fix a few pimples on your face, or just putting a little bit to look prettier for a wedding or for a special occasion. It's never something that you usually think on your normal day-to-day activities. And makeup begins as a thing to enhance you, and not as a thing to like art. And I was a very creative kid. For example, I could tell you that I really liked the E.T. movie. So I really enjoyed to draw ETs all over my house. My mom couldn't bear the ET any longer, because every time I grabbed the paper, I drew an ET, and then I cut it and I fix it on the walls or something like that. So it was pretty intense. And when makeup entered in my life, it started like creating costumes. For example, the parties at the school, like Halloween at school, and
You rock.
yeah. And I was a weird kid. I remember dressing up one time as a toothpaste.
Wow, very,
And I
very
was called,
scary.
yeah, and I was called 𝘱𝘬𝘐, which is like, yeah, I was a toothpaste. So yeah. I dressed my colleagues at school, my friends dressed up as witches and vampires, and I was dressing up as a spider.
Oh,
no. That time was in a carnival. They were like all princess or fairies or something like that, and I was a toothpaste. So my mom saw pretty early that I wasn't normal, and she liked it, because she grabbed all theater friends, and they helped me create the costume, because I couldn't like sew with the machine and stuff like that. So they helped me out with the costumes, because I drew the costume of what I wanted. And so makeup started in my life as making something fun, like grabbing a pair of crayons and ink, but instead of putting it on the walls on the paper, you start putting on yourself.
You may be struggling with that red piece because there's no spot for you to put it. You need to send it to the negatives.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
got it.
You got screwed there on the red one. But I was going to make a joke. So when you when you disguise yourself as a toothpaste, yes, you were already aiming for sponsorship, like Pepsodent, right? Pepsodent, sponsor me, Pepsodent. But do you still remember the specific moment or the specific character that sparkled this interest in makeup artistry? Not a toothpaste.
No. Actually, yeah. I remember. I remember being really small, and I saw ET, and I know it's weird. Bear with me.
It was ET.
I saw ET. Yeah, it was ET, but not the usually ET. So I saw ET, and I started like walking. Do you know when you like fully down with your legs like crossed on the floor? And then I decided, like, what if I could walk as ET, like with my short legs, not like on fours, not just with my knees, just with my feet. And I'm like
crouched.
Yeah, crouched, but not entirely, it's weird. And I started doing that as a joke, and my granny laughed a lot about it, because it was weird seeing a kid like walking pretty fast, actually, through the living room, one side to another, just making fun noises.
Saying ET phone home, ET phone home.
Yeah, just trying to be ET with my finger like pointed up. And so I wanted to make my finger look like ET's finger, like I have a light on my finger, and I couldn't do it with any sort of lights, because I didn't have access to that. So I decided to put my finger in ink. But the ink I had, it wasn't good for my finger because it was like wall ink at the time, because my mom was painting a wall in my house. So I decided to go and see if my mom had any yellow eyeshadow that I could put on my finger to make it look yellow. And that's how I started applying like normal makeup to do weird things like ET. So yeah.
It was ET. Okay.
Yeah.
And nowadays, how do you choose the characters that you want to bring to life?
That's a good question.
Do you follow trends or?
Sometimes we have to make like, for people to keep following you, you need to like follow a few trends, especially in TikTok, so people can find you, find your work, and help you do stuff.
Right.
But I usually try to see, like, for example, my next cosplay will be Sakuku from the Silent Hill games. I chose her because she had a lot of things that I really wanted to learn, and I don't have the knowledge for it. And that challenges me to go like further. Like, she has makeup prosthetics that I never made in my life, and I want to start doing prosthetics real deal. Of course, I did like little ones, but she needs like a full-on prosthetic face. I never sewn with a sewing machine, and she wears a traditional robe and traditional Shinto clothing. So I wanted to use that as to learn more about sewing. And she also has a pretty badass prop. It's like a weapon, but it's not really a weapon. It's not a traditional, like a sword or something. So it's another thing that I have to see how I'm gonna transform the thing from the computer to real life. So it's always like making something I don't know and trying to push it to real life.
Cosplay is something that it really doesn't call me to try or to do anything. But what I get on my feed is videos where there's always a music and the person is trying to combine what's being said in the music with what she's doing. Because mostly it's women doing this. I think I've never seen a man doing this. I don't know why. Maybe you have an answer. And then it's like steps by steps. Few frames are filmed where there is an advancement in makeup, and then another frame with another advancement and another advancement. So it's taken into several frames and advancing. And then in the end, you show the progress. I think the intention is to show the progress of how, from where you start, like, which is no makeup, all the steps you need to take until you have like that perfect character makeup, right?
It really depends on the video. I try to make like different types of videos, so to reach different audiences, or because cosplay, it's not just makeup. It's not just a costume. It's not just trying to be a character. It's the combination of everything. So you can look amazing wearing a costume, but if you do not act like it, or if you're not using the right makeup, it kind of tones down and makes you not that brilliant doing your cosplay. So
sorry for interrupting you, but you won the first game. 55-41. Wow.
Beginner's luck. It was beginner's
luck. Or there's a huge multitasking skill there where you can talk about cosplay. Maybe that explains also the success you have with your cosplay process, because you can do multiple things at the same time. Would you accept a rematch for us to continue our conversation?
Sure. Let's go.
Sorry for interrupting you, because I was surprised also with the sound of. I heard like the losing sound on my side, and I was like, "What?"
So cosplay started for a lot of people as, I love that character and I want to make her into my reality. So for me, it was a little bit different. I look at a character that I liked, or from IP that I liked, and then I need to study that character. I need to study how it moves, how to make the costume turn real. Because a lot of people don't know, actually, but I'm from the time where cosplay wasn't available in shops. So you couldn't buy a costume. You need to do it if you want to look at that character. Nowadays, it's not nearly the problem. A lot of people can just go to a shop or Amazon or online and just buy a costume and have fun with it.
Okay.
So back then, I couldn't do that. I need to figure it out how to make that character into real life. And since I already enjoyed makeup and I painted my friends at school theaters and enjoyed being the different one, I just used cosplay as something to add on to my reality. So,
is there any favorite brand of makeup or must-have products that you rely on that you'd like to share?
that is a huge question. I have a lot of brands that I like that I apply on different types of makeup. For example, if I'm doing SFX makeup, which is more like
Blood?
yeah, but it's more like applying prosthetics and something that has to be glued on my face.
Okay.
I usually try to use specific brands that I discovered through using that worked for me, and then I'm like very loyal to, like 𝘞𝘦𝘬𝘐 and 𝘞𝑩𝑎𝑟𝑛. I think it's the right name. Those brands are the ones that I bring into everything in my life. For cream makeup, for example, if I want to do like a monster that I have to paint my face all a different color, for example, blue or green, I use their cream paints. 𝘞𝑚, I love the blood, especially the scab blood, because it's not like, you know, when you go to Halloween stores and you see that fake blood, that it's really rainy and it flows really easily and it's really, really bright colored. Do you
I have
know
an
what I
idea.
mean?
I'm not a specialist in blood, but I have an idea.
Okay. You don't need to be, but you can get the idea of what I'm saying. So
Okay.
it's not the right texture. And I'm really picky because I really like to make things look realistic.
Sure.
So if I enjoy making things realistic, I need something that gives me more than just rainy blood. So, and blood is not bright red, it's a deep, deep dark color. So I started to discover the world of bloods.
There's a
And
whole world of fake blood out there.
yeah, different textures, different feels, different durations. For example, the normal blood, you know, like you buy on Halloween for your costume, usually dries out and then you just peel off. There's a lot of bloods that don't dry out because they are meant to movie sets or theater, and they need to last a bit longer. So they're thicker, they're different.
They
Just
serve different purposes.
yeah. And especially when you go to a convention or trying to film something, or even in theater, you usually sweat a bit. So if you do sweat, it's not fun to have to reapply everything all the time. So those types of blood usually hang on to you better, and it's long lasting. It's better in every aspect as you can think.
And so you've been giving here some tips for people
Oh
that
yeah.
would like to start. But what advice would you give to someone that is listening and has been following your videos or similar ones and would like to start doing what you do?
Usually what I tell people to do is don't be afraid of trying. You're not gonna nail it at the first time. It gonna be mistakes down the line, so it's just okay. Try to make step by step, you know, like if you want to start doing horror things, start with the easy ones, the
Mhm.
ones that you enjoy doing, but at the same time, you know that they're not too difficult, so you don't get frustrated and get upset by not achieving the results you expect, because it's normal. It's normal. You are starting. You are the beginner, so don't expect to be great at the starting point. Just do your best, and it's basically try what it sounds good to you, and see tips online. You have a lot of information online. I never took a course. I just learned everything online, basically, and by observing. Um, I'm the creepy one that goes like to the documentaries and that weird websites to see like how does the body work, how wounds open up, how is your muscle tissue under your skin and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I like to observe that so I can bring that information into what I do to make it more realistic, and as more realistic as it is, and physically possible. Like if you have like wounds from a burn on your cheekbones, on the places that are with more volume on your face, are the ones that actually makes more sense to have bigger wounds. You know what I mean? Bring that knowledge into your artistry, and then things will make more sense, look more realistic, and therefore look better at the long run.
You should have a very scary browser search history by the topics that you search, right?
Yeah. I don't recommend it.
You are the one triggering the police alarms with certain searches that you do. Somewhere there's an alarm triggering.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't doubt that at all. I But for example, I took anatomy classes. I studied in fine arts, and I took anatomy classes at school just to look at body parts so I could understand better how they work, and so I could understand better what I wanted to do, where I wanted to do, and how to place it, on my body.
Okay.
So yeah.
Do you know what is the craziest thing that you've searched? Like the craziest horror thing that you've searched, like to see broken bone, whatever, or burned eye?
No, actually, it was when you cut your belly and everything gets eviscerated out. You know what I mean? Like all your intestines come out, and I needed to see how an uterus, if I was with child, but not like in the late stages of pregnancy, like 5 to 6 months pregnant, I wanted to see if I get eviscerated, how the womb get out. How is it that it comes out? Does it stay back, or I needed to understand, because if you're putting if your intestines are coming out, I think something as voluminous as a uterus with a baby would probably go out as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was
there
one of the weird.
There must be an amazing prompt there to write that. Right? Wow.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird.
But then you did a cosplay where there was someone being gutted and with the womb coming out. Or you're planning to do that to someone?
No, neither one of those. I was trying to make. I was drawing. What is it called? It was not a comic, but it was like a story with pictures, but not as a comic book. You have like a full text, and then you have images accompanying the story. Okay. Yeah, it was a project for my master's degree that I wanted to do. Like it was horror stories that never lets you sleep. I was doing it with a friend that went to how's it called? It's languages. I don't know the name of the course in Portuguese, but I think it's languages. She was studying like to be a Portuguese teacher, but she really enjoyed horror as well as I did. So she decided to make with me for one of the subjects a book of horror. And so the book was basically like a compilation of horror stories, and one of them was based on Jack the Ripper. But imagine if Jack the Ripper was a woman, and a woman just hate pregnant people, you know? And so that was the point of the story. So I was trying to do my research to
see how
figure it out.
that would look.
Yeah, to figure it out how I could draw that for the book. So it was never for a cosplay, but it was something that I wanted to learn at the time. So yeah.
Wow, interesting learning. Yeah. Now that knowledge is available, we just need to search, right? All those interesting topics.
Yeah.
What was the most challenging character that you've done so far?
The clicker.
The
clicker, the last one. Yeah.
Who's the clicker?
The one that I took to Comic-Con.
Oh, the Last of Us.
Yeah. The cordyceps. Yeah.
It's called the clicker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks very realistic, right? Very close to the image that we have from the game. And that thing that you have on your face looks like a, I don't know, a cheese or...
Yeah. So I really loved the Last of Us game, and I wanted to do a cosplay. But a lot of people were doing like, if I was in that universe and if I was fighting like zombies, or doing Ellie or doing Joel, you will rarely see other characters besides this. And I wanted to do something different, something harder. And I saw a lot of people like trying to do the cordyceps mask with expansion foam, and I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. So I held back. I tried to do it once, and I didn't enjoy the end result. I didn't appreciate it. So I just like put the project on pause until I figured out how to achieve what I wanted without entering in full like prop makeup, because I wasn't able, I didn't have the skills. I still don't have the skills yet to do full face prosthetics like you see on the series. I have a few ideas popping out on my head of what I could do to make it work. So I decided to put those in movement, basically. And I decided to challenge myself to make like makeup on my neck, makeup on my skin, makeup on everything that was showing, and try to do the mask. So I decided to change the mask from doing in expansion foam to make it with it's AVM foam, but it's like a foam that you can mold with your hands. It's not like clay, usually clay, you know? It's a foamy clay. It's weird to explain, but it's a kind of clay that it's a foam, but it's also a clay. So it's
okay. And you shape it to that mushroom theme.
Yeah, I could shape it and I could sculpt it. That's what I wanted. So I could give the effect that I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Because along the way, I learned that I could use nails, you know, that extension nails that women apply to their nails when they go to the manicures.
Right.
I could use the same extensions to make fake teeth.
Okay.
Especially like you have a wound here, you can use them to like make teeth without making molds of teeth and enter in another part of character design. So with that, I made the mask, and then the challenging part was like a lot of people do the mask of the clicker, but then they forget that the rest of the body has fungus, you know?
Right.
It's not just is exactly. So it looked weird when people like from here up have makeup, but then the arms didn't have anything. The legs didn't have anything. And so the challenging bit then was, how can I make my skin that it's showing throughout the clothing looks disgusting, looks awful. And I knew I couldn't do it. If I was doing a video at home, I could like try to make it like spend a whole day just applying little prosthetics and silicones and latex and make that texture look like fungus, or bits of the foam that I painted afterwards,
Mhm.
that I could glue and stick to my skin. But in a con, I don't have time to do it because either I go to the con or I miss the con and do the costume. So I need to find a solution to make it work. So I decided to use like, the tights that women use that are like translucent.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
use them. I use them as like my skin. Then I apply the prosthetics on it,
And then you just need to
and
take it out
yeah, I just
and
could
go to the
put it
con.
on. Yeah, I could
Okay.
put it on and take it off easily, and then I just need to add bits and pieces to like make the connection from the neck to here, which is not much. It takes a few hours. It takes like 2 hours to
Few
like,
hours, 2 hours.
yeah, 2 hours in a good day. 2 hours like for applying the prosthetics and then let it sit and then painting over it. 2 hours. It's
Mhm.
it's
It's a
it's
bit
usually, yeah.
okay. So
So
I'm
it
curious.
was
So you built everything in Portugal. You put into a luggage, and then you flew
yeah.
to New York. There was no questions in the airport. Nothing.
Uh, thankfully, no. It went pretty smoothly. To be fair, to be honest, it went pretty smoothly. My concern was with the mask because I didn't want to break it. So I used a small box that are from cookies. When you ship a lot of things, you get those boxes that, for example, mine was from 𝘬𝘰𝘢𝘐𝘐, which is the 𝘭𝘪𝑗𝘢𝘐
Mm-hmm.
cookies.
You're a big
I
consumer of 𝘭𝘪𝑗𝘢𝘐.
Yeah, I ordered a lot of cookies from 𝘭𝘪𝑗𝘢𝘐𝑒, and then I decided, like, yeah, sure, let's use this to protect the mask. And then I applied the mask inside of that small box, and then the box inside my travel bag.
Mm-hmm.
So
And it arrived
at the
safely.
airport here, people didn't care. I don't think they actually knew what that was. They were just, oh, it's just a mask. I don't care.
Yeah, it's not a virus for sure. What is
Yeah.
a big problem for you is the 14 negative points that you just got, Bia. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could not get rid of those yellows, right? They had to go to the negatives.
Yeah.
So because
It's okay.
we were like fighting very close with the points, but now I also had some
Yeah.
negatives that I could not manage, but now you went a bit down. Let's see if you
Yeah,
can
it's okay.
recover. I'm gonna
Let's
trigger
see.
this second game now. Oh, it's you starting. Okay, it's you starting.
The funny part was when I was in New York coming back from the convention because our bags were pretty full.
Mhm.
I had to put the mask outside the bag. And I was scared because I didn't want nobody to ask me to put it
On the airport.
on the airport. Yeah, to like stall it, or I don't know. I was scared. But then the guy that was like checking our bags saw that we came from the convention because I had a lanyard on my neck.
And he was like,
And he said
okay,
like,
another
"Oh,
crazy
cool."
person coming.
He didn't speak, but he did like, that
Yeah,
sign, that
I
cool.
also watch the game. I also play the game or watch the game, so I know. Yeah, just pass.
Yeah, and then the guy that was checking the machine
The
started
X-ray.
laughing and asked the guy to see what he. I read the lips because I was so scared they were not letting me go through. They were like, "What do you think it's on the bag?" And the guy went like, I don't know." And then they looked at the viewer from the machine and they both start laughing. And then they start making like, cool, cool. And then I could breathe because people understood that I'm not that weird, but I am weird. So
Yeah, don't worry. Before her, just someone with prosthetic swords passed by. So yeah, that's that time of the year where all
yeah,
crazy weapons appear here on luggage, right?
yeah. Probably that's what they
Okay.
usually see. Yeah, for sure.
That's an interesting topic. So what do you think is the most misunderstood thing about cosplay? nowadays, or cosplay makeup specifically?
The funny thing is, a lot of people think I'm a lesser cosplayer because I don't put out a lot of cosplays at once, because I don't buy a lot of cosplays, because I don't make easy cosplays just to go to a convention with a new cosplay. I prefer not going with full cosplay to a convention than just to make something to go to the convention, like something meh, that it's not challenging me to go to a convention. And a lot of people that are in cosplay
Wow, you
world.
got rid of those reds. Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You picked the reds. Thank you.
I kind of needed them, so I like doing weird things. And I know that I do a lot of weird things, and it's fine. But a lot of cosplayers think I'm a lesser cosplayer because my entry in cosplay was through makeup and not through an anime or through, something more conventional.
Right. Yeah.
And there's a lot of cosplayers that disregard makeup because they think like, oh, I can do a easy makeup like an eyeliner and put a few lashes and that's it. And I do disagree a lot, because I believe cosplay, it's the skill of wig making, right? The hair production, the costume production, the prop production, like the weapons, or if you have bags, the bag, or whatever. And also the acting, and also the makeup. It's the combination of all of these skills that makes you a great cosplayer. And I think a lot of people disregard makeup. So I would enjoy and I appreciate a lot if a cosplayer comes to me and asks me for tips, because I can see that it's something they don't usually look for. They're trying to make their cosplays better, so they're paying attention and they wanted to, try something different, try something new, and try to be better. So, yeah.
Okay. I didn't interrupt you, but the game ended again. And something happened that I've never seen before. We both got the same points, 49.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, but the game gave me the win because, and I was looking here, if tied, the player with more complete horizontal lines wins. So apparently I had more complete horizontal lines. At least I triggered the end game, so at least I had one. And that was the anti factor. Okay, but 49 to 49. Wow. First time in my life, Bia. Okay. First time in my life. So yeah, I think this deserves a third one, just to see.
Let's go.
The winner takes it all, right? Whoever wins the third wins everything.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. So some minutes ago you were mentioning that, hey, I am from the time where cosplay, you had to build things, right? Craft, etc. Nowadays you can buy everything online. So how do you see how has cosplay makeup evolved as well over time? Is there a difference from when you started to nowadays?
Not at all. Not at all. Nowadays, the only difference I can see from now, it's like people now are applying a little bit of prosthetics and looking at makeup artists. Like back then, it was just an eyeliner with lashes and contacts. It was it. Especially when it comes to wounds. So, for example, I saw a lot of Zoro from One Piece. They were just like a black eyeliner down the eye.
Okay.
And that angers me a lot because it's not about the eyeliner. People maybe don't have the skills, but it looks lazy. It looks like you couldn't like spend a moment to figure it out how to do scars, and it's not that difficult. So it annoyed me. And it's still to this day a bit like this in cosplay world. People don't care much about it, and people don't try to make things work a lot. So makeup didn't evolve. The only thing is, oh, my characters have horns. How can I glue horns to my skin? My character wears a big scar on the face. How does it have anywhere on the internet a prosthetic that I could glue on my face? And you could see the difference between where the prosthetic ends and your skin. So
yeah,
especially on Joker, people try to like apply a little bit of latex here. And they don't explore the world enough, I think. I think people could do better, actually.
Mhm.
But it is what it is. I cannot like criticize everyone and be a bit hypocritical when it comes to the set of skills needed to learn makeup, because it's a challenge. It's not easy, and your skin moves. It's not like drawing on paper, you know. It's harder than that. So I get why people put makeup aside, because if you have the clothing, you're already making a statement. You don't need to focus as well on makeup. But the thing is, you look lazy. You don't look like the character, you know. It's not just a costume and a wig. You need to do more than that.
Mhm.
And people back then, since they didn't have the costume, they had to make it, spend more time and more thought on it, and then makeup became as a last resort. And nowadays it's just, I put everything together as easy as it could be, and I'm a great cosplayer. But people don't appreciate makeup enough, don't do enough. And I think we need to have a conversation about this with the cosplayers and make them understand that there's a long way to make things work. You can make things work. You don't need to like be basic.
Let's
So
call
no.
out. Let's call out of all those cosplayers to come here on the video comments.
Yeah,
what
let's
you just
call
said.
everyone. Yeah.
Start the discussion. Start the discussion.
Yeah, because people put aside the makeup. They forget the makeup. So till this day, the best cosplayers are the ones that actually invest in makeup, in wigs, in acting, in everything. So
Mhm. It's not just dress or look like the character. You must be the character, right? Be the character.
or try to. You don't need to be perfect, but at least make the effort. You know,
because that's what people like to see when they go to events and they see someone dressed as their favorite anime character. They approach and they expect the person to perform as that character, right? So you need to be
yeah,
the character.
it's the magic of it, I think.
It's like going to Disneyland and see Cinderella there, and you want the Cinderella to
Yeah,
perform as Cinderella, right?
yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm offending here,
Completely.
comparing cosplay to
Completely.
Disney World, but at least in my mind it makes sense.
It's the magic of cosplay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how has being part of the cosplay community impacted in your life? What did you gain? What did you have to lose?
I try to stay out of the community, and that's because of my personal traumas. As I said before, I was the weird kid in a lot of situations.
You're afraid to be bullied by the other cosplayers like you were when you were a kid?
Not really. I just don't want the drama, to be honest. When I entered the cosplay community, I saw a lot of drama. I saw a lot of people there. Instead of creating a community to help each other, they were judging each other. You know what I mean?
That's
They
drama?
were pointing fingers like, "Oh, you didn't put the effort to do this. You no that. You like criticizing each other." And I didn't enjoy that. I thought that was mediocre and to be a little cocky beneath me.
Is
I
that
know this.
drama or feedback, Bia?
It was drama because you can give feedback like, "Oh, so I saw you did this cosplay. I could give you a few tips if you want to make this reach another level," or "I saw you did this, but it broke at the end of the convention or something. Do you need help? Do you need tips to like do it last longer or something like that?" Try not to like point a finger and say you suck. Try like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I saw this. If you want, I'm here for you." You know,
Okay.
like
Okay.
build bridges, not destroy them. You know.
Okay. That would
And
be
I
the
saw a
proper
lot of
way
that.
for a community to
Yeah.
work.
Back then, there was a lot of people that get on a high horse. Because I know how to do wigs, because I know how to sew with the sewing machine, because this, because that, I'm better than you, blah, blah, and put you beneath them just because they want to show a skill. And how I believe things should be is if I have a skill, I'm going to show it and people will appreciate it. And then I get on that place of recognition. It's not me trying to put everybody down so I can get up. And it was a lot of that. If you wanted to make a cosplay but you were fat, you couldn't do that cosplay because the character wasn't fat. If you want to do a
Looks a bit
costume of a
weird.
black character, you want to do a costume from a black character, but you are white. You couldn't do it because you were going to do blackface, but you don't need to paint yourself black to make the costume. Same goes around, turns around. You can be a female and do a male character. You can be a male and do a female character. That's why there's gender bands. Cosplay, it's the artistry of making something becomes reality, and you don't have to be like closed-minded. And people needed to put others in those boxes to understand, and I didn't like it, so I didn't participate much in the community, and actually made me a little uncomfortable. So I didn't enter too much in the community. Still this day, I'm not too much insert in the community. I'm better known out there than in Portugal, actually, which is kind of weird, but maybe that's something I need to get better at, to get involved. But I don't really know how, because I don't usually go to people like, hey, look at me, come talk to me. I'm not that person. I'm just there existing. And if you want, you can talk to me. I'm always open to talk, but I'm not the one that goes to people.
You are doing your own thing from a distance.
Not sometimes from the distance, as you saw on Comic-Con. People didn't let me walk
because they surrounded you.
Yeah, okay. And with the mask I couldn't see, so as long as I was wearing the mask and I was acting, people were coming, taking pictures, making videos, and I couldn't stop. It went to a point where my mouth hurt from being open and doing
clicker sounds.
Acting. Yeah, not the clicker sounds, because I wasn't doing the clicker sounds. I had like a music box on my bra that made the sound. Okay. But to acting, I was doing the acting for about like an hour and a half without stopping. So it was intense.
Okay, I was going to ask if you could show the clicker acting here without the mask, but probably it will look weird.
It would look really weird, because probably I would have like to open my mouth and just like here. It was it was really weird.
So really people weird. Now they need to go to your profile and see for themselves.
I'll post more videos soon about the clicker, especially the ones from my point of view, because everybody posted things, right? Mm-hmm. And I wasn't able to like. I still today. I don't think. It clicked for me, what happened there. I was just so in a state of awe, what just happened, that I don't think I already processed everything. But yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm still in the process of that happened. That was awesome. That I got recognition out there that I didn't have here, and I couldn't found here. So.
Yeah. What happens, Bia? So you went there, you spent like a huge amount of hours and effort and financial resources creating this cosplay, this costume. You went there, you acted there, people took pictures. What happens next? What is the real goal of doing all that as a cosplayer?
Well, I want to keep challenging myself. So I don't think I will ever stop doing cosplay, because that keeps me moving forward, that keeps me active, that keeps me learning more and more. So I don't think that's an end to it, and I don't think it will ever end for me. But what I really, I think my end goal was to like go to a convention, paid to go to a convention, and just to hang there with people, to be in costume and people recognize me and say, oh, that's Bia, hi. And, come to me, ask me questions, create the set community that I think it's lacking, where we are building bridges, especially new generations or older generations. I think it's amazing when a granny came to me and asked me if I made the costume, and then she asked me how could she do that one day. That's awesome. That's like,
I want to do something for my grandson, my granddaughter,
or for herself. Like it's You don't have a time frame. You don't have age gap. You don't have nothing. You just
Okay.
trying to do something you enjoy. That's the point of cosplay. So I'm not like really ambitious to the point like, oh, go to competitions and win competitions. That was never my end goal. I think competitions are important for people that enjoy being in competitions. It's something that it's not for me at all. It's not something I enjoy, to be honest. So I don't like to like be observed for a lot of people, and maybe that's stage fright. I don't know. Could be. But what I really want now is to build a community that I see lacking and try to be known out there to someone where people can go to and talk and learn and build bridges. Build bridges.
Build bridges. Okay.
Yeah.
We are getting close to the end, and there are 2 more turns for the end of the game. Just a reminder, whoever wins this wins everything, right, Bia? So that's still the pressure. There's still the pressure.
Sure.
And
sure.
we are 14-14. We are still tied.
Our lives are on the stake.
Yes,
here.
14 points to draw right now. But still, I wanted to ask you a few questions. So
Go ahead.
I'm watching all this phenomenon from a distance. As I mentioned, I'm not interested in getting into it as a cosplayer. But I would like to understand from your perspective, how do you feel about this increasing popularity of cosplay? And is it changing the dynamic of the community because it's growing?
I think it's changing for the better. Of course, everything has a plus and a downside. That's life. Welcome to life. But the thing that makes me proud nowadays is our generation had to walk and be the weird kids that was shunned and put aside and not talked to and rejected. For people nowadays be free and enjoying being free, enjoying what they enjoy and not being scared to share with people,
Wow.
That's the best part of it all. Yeah. So I don't see it as a bad thing. The only downside that I see, and people need to understand where our generation comes from, is we don't see you as great cosplayers until you make your own cosplay. So it's not that you're not a valid cosplayer. It's not that you're not important. You are important. It's just we will never see you with the same value. We prefer to see a worse costume, but it's made from scratch from somebody, than a great costume that you didn't touch, you just bought. You know what I mean? So
there's no value in that. It's just financial power, purchase power.
Yeah. We appreciate the artistry behind it more than anything else, I think. So it's not like we're trying to be mean or anything. We think you're important because you're showing the love you have for the characters and for the art of cosplay, and you like to act, and maybe that's your stronghold. It's acting, and it's fine. But we will look with much kinder eyes to someone that made the costume from scratch and maybe doesn't look as great or as perfect, but you made it. You are trying to reach and learn something besides just be there and celebrate with everybody else. So yeah,
interesting how you put this like a generation gap. So you were the generation that had to suffer for this generation now to be free in cosplaying and be like normalized or accepted, right? You consider yourself like the precursors, the ones that had to suffer as a cosplayer.
Suffer, because to be honest, if we were shunned anyway, we were the weird kids at school, and there's still weird kids at school, and it's just.
But not weirds about cosplay, right? Not weirds about cosplay. Those are the cool kids now. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because of you.
Now I could tell you the difference with my mom, the difference back then and now. She looked at me back then and told like, oh, you're just making trash. You are messing up all your room. You are cutting a lot of fabric. You are not making anything useful. She wasn't making those comments to be mean. She was trying to make me look and see, you have to think. yeah, you need to
everything.
think of a future, your job. You need to focus on other things than your hobby.
Right.
Because she didn't see
Parents.
value on my hobby.
Mothers being mothers.
Yeah, I understood where she came from. So it's not like
But
something
nowadays, Bia, someone that is doing
bad
the
for
same
itself.
thing, is spending, building, whatever. Then she goes to Instagram. There's lots of followers. So, hey, what's the value of everything that you're doing here? Millions or thousands of
It's
followers, right? So it's easy to show, because people that have connected face, they connect with
yeah,
each other, right? So you're not
yeah.
alone, right,
Yeah,
anymore.
no, only that she sees that I have a job, that I have a life. Like, I'm a teacher and I could teach my students, and my students think I'm cool because I'm a cosplayer, and she can see the progress in my makeup, in everything I do. So she like understood. I think she understood what I was doing, and now that I have like a better scale of achievements and points and goals, she could understand better. And she was like, oh, can you help your nieces or your nephews with their Halloween costumes? Could
Hmm.
you please do a makeup for me when I'm go telling stories in the library or something like that?
Now you are the cool daughter.
Yeah, she gets the value now, and she sees the value in it now, and I'm grateful for it, to be honest. Who doesn't want your mom or your dad to be proud of you, right?
Everyone.
So
Okay.
yeah.
So I'm pausing everything here now, Bia, because we need to go for the final round. And
Yeah,
you
let's
have
go.
34 and I have 28. So this cannot end like this. And let's see how this goes, because you are taking the lead. But now I need to distract you with the most difficult, profound question here, which is, imagine, but keep playing. Right? Don't distract. Keep distracted.
Sure.
Imagine that you have unlimited budget and you would cosplay anything. I'm not saying buying. Let's make it clear. Like buying the materials and do yourself with unlimited budget. What would you like to cosplay?
Oh, I have two cosplays. Actually, I found myself once or twice like daydreaming about it. So I have two cosplays that I really like to do. One of them was the Jabba the Hutt. I really wanted to do like a full on, like full body Jabba the Hutt.
And moving around, or just be sitting on?
Yeah, no, moving around. Like, I need to have like space underneath to
and
move
you
my
walk.
legs,
I understand.
but slowly, so it could like bounce around. Like,
should not be that difficult then. If it's just for walking around, should not be that difficult.
I don't know. It will be a lot of silicone and a lot of prosthetics, and it would be hard. It wouldn't be easy, but it would be hard. So yeah, that would be Jabba the Hutt, and I would like to do. I'm doing at the moment, as well as I'm doing Sakuku, I'm doing FNAF cosplay. I'm doing Foxy from Five Nights at Freddy's. But what I really wanted to do, and people that knows about FNAF would appreciate this, I would really like to do an animatronic, a big one. Like, the head would be on top of me, not on my head, like on top. And I will be like one of the kids that was crushed inside of the animatronic. So once you open the plate, the chest plate, you will see me like all crushed. So it will make like makeup, animatronics, full prosthetics, and gore. Yeah. So it will be like a really big thing.
It's a kid crush, and I'm so screwed here on this game because I don't have any way to put these pieces. So this is not going to end well for me. I'll just let it flow and see what happens. But
sorry.
yeah, this is not going to end well. Let's see how it goes. Final
I hope
moves
not
here.
too bad.
No, yeah, I'm completely screwed. Okay, I think I think I can pick this and still get my hang here.
You made it easy for me. You could like pick the yellow or the blue.
No, I don't have a place to put them. So and now I get 4 yellows.
Yeah,
4 yellows. So I was just postponing the inevitable, which was getting this 4. And yeah,
I'm
this is going to be a huge
sorry.
beating. This is going to be a huge beating.
I'm so sorry.
Let's see this final score.
I'm so sorry.
Uh,
I usually don't get this lucky. I usually lose at family games, so I'm not that great.
minus
playing.
11 points there. Oh, you're still
Damn.
scoring the columns as all the blues.
Damn. And I didn't even notice I was doing like columns and stuff like that. I was just trying to fix.
70 to 26.
Damn.
This probably is the worst beating that I've got here in the game for everyone to see. So
I'm
yeah.
so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Wow. I'm amazed by the fact that I won.
Maybe
because I don't usually get this lucky.
It's the universe telling you that, hey, maybe you need to start playing games and not Monopoly or Catans, but real modern board games. Who knows?
Board games, yeah.
Thank you, Bia, for everything you shared, you teach today. And if everyone is interested into following Bia and her work, just again a reminder: the links are in the video description. Feel free to go there, see, connect, reach out, and see where the conversation takes.
Bye.
Goodbye.